This is Bob Young again, and we continue our good news of 1939 with more glorious music from the stirring MGM musical drama, The Great Waltz, featuring the golden voice of Miss Miliza Korjus. Now, Maxwell House brings you the MGM Theater of the Air, where Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's famous producer-director, Mr. Edgar Selwyn, presents Clark Gable, Lionel Barrymore, and Rita Johnson in the drama, A Free Soul. Music, please, Meredith. And here are Miss Johnson, Mr. Gable, and Mr. Barrymore.
A Free Soul is the story of a man from the wrong side of the railroad tracks and a girl who was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Jan Ash has been brought up by her father, the brilliant lawyer Stephen Ash. He's taught her to live by his own code, which is to consider himself a free soul, not bound by ordinary morals or conventions. Jan believes in this code, lives by it. But what happens when this beautiful girl, this free soul, meets Ace Wilson, played by Clark Gable, a man who has hoisted himself by sheer strength from the gutter to his present notorious leadership in the gang world? We'll see their meeting now. Ace is on trial for his life. Stephen Ash, played by Lionel Barrymore, is defending him. Things look pretty bad for Ace, but when he joins his attorney at the counsel table, he looks cool and unruffled. He looks with interest at his lawyer's daughter, Jan Ash, played by Rita Johnson.
Sit down, Ace. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Ash.
Am I in the way, Dad?
No, darling, no. Oh, Mr. Wilson, this is my daughter.
How do you do?
Miss Ash, you should get some new pictures for the press.
Oh, should I?
They sure don't flatter you any.
You're on trial for your life, aren't you?
Yeah.
Aren't you nervous?
Me? Sure. Is blue your favorite color?
Why?
Well, I was thinking it ought to be.
Well, I'll admit it is.
Say, listen here, Ace. There's a lot of your gang scattered around the courtroom. I thought they were going to stay out of this.
The last day, I guess they think they came to say goodbye.
Now, there's an element called judicial notice. Has a lot to do with trials like this. All the district attorney has to do is to tell the jury there are a dozen of your men around with guns.
Get hold of Slouch Wiggins. He'll round them up and clear them out.
All right, sit down. Mac, get Slouch and take care of that.
Yeah, Mac, tell him to bring me a blue necktie right away.
Yes, sir. Now, listen. There's nothing standing up in the prosecution's case but the fact that 3 people saw you without your hat. But how that does stand up. Do you remember exactly what you answered when they asked you about it being found beside the body?
I said I had nothing to say. Didn't know.
Something you haven't told me that might help me out?
I wish I could, sir.
You're holding out, aren't you?
Mr. Ash, a guy like me has to ride with Lady Luck. A squealer leaves his pals in plenty of trouble.
Will you go to the chair silent?
You're defending an innocent man, sir. Now, that's all I can say.
Oh, it's wonderful, but it's darn silly.
Ace, your whole case depends on that hat. You know that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Here's your blue tie, Ace.
Thanks, Mac.
Hey, you might pay a little attention to me. This is no time to be changing your necktie.
Well, I had a hunch I'd like to wear your daughter's colors today. Do you mind, Miss Ash?
I'm thrilled to death. If it's not quite straight, let me fix it.
Oh, thanks.
I wish you luck.
I guess I'll need it.
Ace, in a few minutes I'll address the jury. I may decide to pull a rabbit out of that hat, and when I do, don't look surprised.
I never look surprised. It's no good in my business either.
Gentlemen of the jury, I'm not here to frustrate justice, but to help you see that justice is done. If my client is guilty of murder, I want him punished. But if he's not, then I want to keep from your kind hearts the terrible responsibility of not doing the right thing about it. This hat, my friends, Your Honor, was found beside the murdered man. And my client was seen leaving the building bareheaded. Well, it's been proven. I admit it. Now, here are the initials, A.W. Well, it might be Arnold Williams, Adam Wright, Angus Woolley. It might also be Ace Wilson. But this hat is the case for the prosecution, ladies and gentlemen. Will the defendant stand up, please?
Yes, sir.
will you place this hat on your head?
Yes, sir.
It's needless to call to your attention, but the hat is at least 3 sizes too small. The defense read.
Stephen Ash has done it again, and Ace Wilfong is free. That night, the aristocratic Ash family is gathered at a dinner in honor of the mother of the clan. But Stephen, who's been drinking heavily, celebrates his victory so thoroughly that he doesn't get home until his mother's dinner's over. And to make matters worse, he brings with him his notorious client, Ace Wilfong. The Blue Blood Ash family is shocked. All but Jan, who resents the family's attitude, finally leaves the house with Ace in his car. An hour later, they stop at a roadside restaurant.
I just happen to remember I've had no dinner.
Me either. The air was so thick at the family table, I didn't have much appetite.
You know, they have great hamburgers here with onions.
Fine. Make it 2.
2 hamburgers. Plenty of onions.
I must say, the ride shook me a little.
Yeah, I should think it might have. Why'd you keep hollering for speed?
Haven't the least idea.
Maybe you figured I couldn't talk much at 100 miles an hour, huh?
Didn't you want to demolish my family an hour ago?
It was a little below the belt.
And weren't you frightened stiff going into that courtroom this morning?
When I met you, I knew my luck was in.
You're the only really exciting man I've ever met.
Look out! Lie on the floor!
What is this?
Some of the boys must think your father fooled the jury. This is my personal relaxing room. Like it?
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
I was afraid I wasn't going to see it again.
Well, now that we're here, would you mind explaining what all the shooting was about?
Oh, that's a rival outfit. In fact, the same lovely people tried to frame me in this murder case. As soon as your father won it, I was afraid the boys might be after me.
They'll try it again, won't they?
Yeah, they'll cool off in a couple of weeks.
You're amazing.
Yeah?
Life or death, insults or boosts, all the same, no change.
Poker face. You have to learn it. Sit down.
Thanks. What's in there?
Gambling rooms. But nobody comes out here unless I say so.
Including me?
Including you. Frightened?
I love it. This is one day that hasn't been like any other day. You're a new kind of man.
Well, sometime when you know me better, I'll tell you how I feel about you.
One day has uncovered a lot. I know your secrets.
There's one you don't know.
I like secrets told.
Yesterday, you were 1,000,000 miles away. And now, here you are.
With a very unusual name.
Jan. Come here.
That'll be all. Please.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't offend you for the world.
I'm not offended. I don't know what's happened to me. Whether it's just the end of a perfect day or what it is.
Jan, I think you better go home now.
In the next 6 months, Ace Wilfong and Jan Ash meet often. Stephen Ash, drinking more heavily than ever, knows nothing of their romance. But one day, Ash gets a call from Wilfong, who asks him to stop in at the gambling rooms in the evening. Ash arrives, slightly intoxicated.
Well, Ace, here's to the happiest spot I've struck in a dog's age.
Glad you like it, Mr. Ash. Are they treating you all right?
Never better. Fine. Hey, why didn't you tell me about this place, huh?
Nice to have you here. Have a drink with me, Counselor.
I'll have one with everyone in the house.
That's all right with me. Anything you like.
Say, this place must be a gold mine. If you've called me for another case, it'll cost you $10,000.
No trouble of that kind.
Well, you wanted to see me, didn't you?
Oh, it'll keep. Look around. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, you better tell me now. I don't like to be interrupted when I'm gambling.
Well, it's not easy cold like this.
Oh, let's have it. Let's have it.
It's about your daughter.
Jan? Well, what about her?
Why, I want to marry her.
What did you say? What was that?
What's the matter with that?
What's the matter with it? The only time I hate democracy is when one of you mongrels forget where you belong. A few illegal dollars and a clean shirt and you move across the railroad track. Gad. Have your boy bring me some drinks and don't insult your guests.
Mr. Ash, I don't know anybody else who could say that to me and get away with it. And you better not say it again, either. Boy, bring the gentleman all the drinks he wants. I'm going to my rooms.